Like, everything about sort of working with teens snuck up on me. When I was in library school, I thought that I was going to work in an academic reference library. And then I was part of this project called the Internet Public Library, which was like very early online kind of, let's put a library on the internet and see what happens. And we would take reference questions, and one came in from a guy who had just come out, and he was really freaked out about it. And lots of people were sort of like, we don't know how to answer this. What are we going to say? This is like challenging and problematic. And it's like, well, you know, there are websites, and I can tell him about them, and it will be fine. And that sort of was the first thing that made me think, well, I'm interested in working with teenagers and kind of thinking about, you know, ways to, I don't know, make teenagers' lives better. Because I don't think you guys get a lot of chances to be respected and do stuff that's meaningful. And so that's really important to me. And so I started, and so I'd always wanted to be a writer. Always, like, I was one of those kids that just, you know, I actually just found, my mom kept a lot of things, and there's this little book that I think I wrote in 2nd grade called The Space Dog, and I think I may scan that and put it on my blog. But yeah, so I always wanted to write, and then you know, aside from just sort of this sort of, I don't know, getting politicized around like the rights of teenagers, I realized that there was really a lot of really great writing happening in young adult books. And I think a lot of it has to do with a sense of immediacy, a sense of voice being really, really strong. And sometimes there are books out there where it's an adult, they're marketed as adult books, they have a teenage protagonist, but there's this sense that it's somebody who's kind of looking backward and not really in the moment. And I like to be in the moment. But at the same time, you know, the farthest thing from my mind is ever any sense that this is easier or less sophisticated or less challenging. If anything, I think it's more challenging. Because you know what? You guys can be really harsh critics when you don't like something. And so it means a great deal to me if I can write something that people actually respond to. So that's kind of a long answer.
Do you have aspirations to write a novel for an adult audience? I'm not trying to be, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but...
Well, there are adults who read the stuff that I have already written.
Sure.
I think actually the thing that I want to do next is a graphic novel. I don't draw myself. I would be working with somebody else. But I really enjoyed writing the short comic stories that I've done, and I actually have a couple of them that are about the same characters that are in the 2 novels. And so I'd really like to